Okay. We want English. Doing damn fine? Good. Played Stanley Parable before? Yes, we have. Yeah, that should do. Not too dark. What do you need the time for? One. Hey, Fox. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Hey, Ghosty! It is currently... let's see. 4:55 p.m. Yes. I'm probably gonna have to pause my music a lot because I don't want to have it playing over the narration. Okay. I still love this menu.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
And back we are. Oh, wait, are you serious? Okay, if I hold down both mouse buttons. Why? I mean, I appreciate why. Well,
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So far, nothing unusual.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference.
As is my custom.
Did it advance the story in any way?
Oh, well, we got over right away. Well, do we jump out? Yeah, you can't jump. I figured. Up we go.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
It is pretty white.
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
I love it. Oh, I miss this. Oh, there's an echo here. Alright, there's nothing more here. Alright, let's see if I remember the majority of endings. I know there's this one.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Oh. And we died. I was wondering if me setting the time would actually change the time for the clocks, but it doesn't.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-worker. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
As is my custom. You cannot prevent me from doing so. Oh yeah, I need to do this every time to get that button ending. Also, I can get the 430 achievement.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Yes.
Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No,
yes.
No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort.
You gave me one for getting an achievement.
Clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
You already gave me an achievement for getting an achievement. I'm doing good. How about you?
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause.
Give me the achievement.
Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still
Oh, the
not
clicker go
feeling it.
burr.
I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417. I want this achievement. 417. It should be there.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
I hate Mondays. You know, I do too. 437. I will be here, I believe. There it is.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Sure. 415. Where is it? 17, 416, 415.
Now, back to door number 437.
Back we go. Oh, hey Cup. What does that say? Oh, fuel. Most likely. 437.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the cop. All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling
Back
it
we
now.
go.
I think we're getting somewhere.
I didn't.
Okay,
I missed
now go
this.
climb on employee 419's desk.
419. There it is. Come on. Aha.
Yes, this is great. You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
416. There it is.
We've almost got it. Now the copy machine, do that one again.
It's back in the other room. Copy machine.
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 clicks on door 430. Yes!
Yay!
We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
I mean, as I said, you gave me an achievement for getting an achievement.
When
Well,
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
alright, sure. Nothing seems out of place so far.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
So far, nothing seems out of place. Broom closet!
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet.
Yes.
No reason to still be here.
Now I want to stay here.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Yeah, and I shall stay here. Oops. Give me one sec.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me
Because I
some
can.
explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I wanted to tab out for a second because I saw the Discord ping. There you go.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If
mean, you
I'd
keep
said
giving me dialogue.
Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. but it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
I mean, you keep giving me dialogue, so the longer you give me dialogue, the longer I stay.
Maybe to you, this is somehow its own branching path.
Yeah.
Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Nah, I think they'll laugh about it.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Well, that's mean.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey
Yes, I have
to
died.
any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Alright, give me 1 second. I think my cat is outside. Because I think when I went to go grab drinks earlier, I think I locked her out. Yep, I did. Alright, back we go.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board.
Hey.
I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Broom closet. Sure.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
I think there's nothing more. Yeah, no, there's nothing more. Okay, on we go.
Coming to a
We'll
staircase,
do the main story
Stanley
first.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We shall do the main story first. Oh. This didn't used to open. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisps. Ah. This didn't used to open. This is new. Well. Strange. Oh, these open. Oh. Recommendations from the Oversight Committee. Short history of the relations between Poland and Austria-Hungary, I think. Oh. hear the narrator singing in the background with the music. Wait, this is one long elevator. Even he's done a bit now. Very similar music of like VOD screen when I'm streaming. You know, I should do that. The music is at least changing. Well, oh, wait, is that that is almost better. How long does this go? It is literally just an elevator for elevator music. How long does this go on? I might have to test that out later.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code.
This gets very dark.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I didn't used to get that dark. That is sleepy ambience. Oh. I'm almost expecting a jump scare. I can very vaguely see something, but I think this is just a corner. Oh, down we go. Alright, the elevator is a great addition. I really like that.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh. That appears to be fried. Actually, can we go back up? Wait.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
You know, I'm curious as well. Did anything change?
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have. An incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Well, wasn't it 2843? Eight 243? I don't remember. Well, back down we go. Probably to go back up.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Oh! You fast loaded me down. Well, let's go back up.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
Oh, is it the boss's office? Is it? Is it? It's the boss's office!
Oh my god. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this. Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait! No! I need more time to process.
You're doing this, Broom, man. Oh, God. Getting the deluxe, getting the Ultra Deluxe edition is already worth it. This is so fucking fun.
All right. I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
Oh, God. Oh. You know where this is going. Did the corner change? Nope. Oh, let's go back down!
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
And you know exactly where we're going again. We're going back up! Wait, nothing? Really?
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
Why are you trying to break him? Because that's the beauty of this.
There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley,
Oh.
It seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years, and it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley, because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you, which is why... Oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good, we're here.
Well, this is not where I expected this to go, but I'm not disappointed.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
Stanley live on stage. World's healthiest human being, all tricks revealed. Oh, we did it, the pyramid. The guy who went to Mars. Oh, God. Stanley reveals all in his new book, The Storyteller. Oh, if you want to see me break the narrator, wait for it. There's one particular ending that I have in mind that will break him. An evening with world peace, baby. Ah.
Yes, here it is, just through this door.
Well, the Stanley Parables, Stanley, tonight, live on stage. The man, the process, the myth, the legend, the parable. Oh, God. Oh, this table does not have a collision box. Well. Hello. World's first sentient with machine. Oh, Q&A with the world's first sentient machine. Doing great. A conversation with Alexander the Great. Ah. To stage.
All right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley.
But Stanley can't talk.
Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get 'em.
But Stanley can't talk. The stage. Welcome, Stanley. Stanley... writer. Huh. Almonds, chair, gum, table, and a nut bar. Oh. Okay. Now I feel like I missed stuff, because I just noticed that. An audience with the dude who came up with pizza. Word meet and greet. 427, yes. Break a leg champ, your boss. Stanley, my true love for you grows every day. You make me feel alive. Your wife from the apartment ending. I love the way you ride elevators. No one tells stories the way you do. Go get him, Tiger. Oh god. Sorry, Stanley. Me. Dad? Age 6? There's 4 letters, but I can't make out the third one. Thanks for showing me the cool skateboard trick in the parking lot. You're too cool. Good luck on stage. Rock on. Oh, the boss noticed twice there. Congratulations, Stanley. Remember where you came from. Your co-workers. As an unfortunate account of ups as well as downs. Highs and lows, isn't that what life's about? Yes. What's this? Up again, down again. The Stanley story. Wish you were here. Aloha from the Freedom ending. Narrator Airlines. Narrator Airlines official. Adventure awaits. The adventure line. I went to the mind control facility and all I got was this lousy sticker. I played the demo. Oh, that's great. Oh, it's a... Wait, can I... We'll see the adventure line most likely as well. So we'll get there, we'll get there. Ooh. God, this is a nightmare. Just being here makes me anxious. Dear Lord. Hey, we're back at the office. What was that? I couldn't read it fast enough.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Well,
what could it
back
mean?
in the office.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where's the input computer? That is. Well then.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
let's get to the actual
he entered
ending.
the door on his left.
Okay, that was great. I love that.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to it. Oh no, no, not. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room.
Annoying you?
Please take your time.
Annoying you is what I like to do. Well, I hit a check mark. Right, there's nothing. Back on track.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I wonder if there's some more check marks I missed.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation.
Can I?
But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Because I noticed that when I came back up, I could input the code again. So we shall go down, and we shall go back up, and input the code again, and see what happens. Oh. You're actually still not gonna make me wait? Back up we go.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Shoot to 8008. We might get some funny narrative out of it.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is.
It doesn't do anything.
What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have. An incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Sad noises. Maybe 1337. Sad noises. 6969? Sad noises. Okay. Alright, let's actually get on.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
I'm just a story genius. You can comprehend it.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he?
Yes, yes he will.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
He's just had enough of your shit at this point. Oh, don't worry. There's an ending where I feel sorry for it. Where I genuinely feel sorry for him. I thought I could jump.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Maybe. Oh.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
There's a couple of red ones.
One of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
427, where are we? There we are. Yep, that is Stanley's office, alright. Why is that one just in a staircase? Boop.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
The one above one.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Who knows? Maybe.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
Boop, boop.
Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I still don't think you can do anything with this. I might try it in a different run down here. System power off. It is pitch black.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Freedom ending.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
Ooh, they changed
it
the
was
outside
perhaps
area.
the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
No parking. Did he now, though? Did he? Yes, he did. Okay.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin.
I like that
The
they
feeling
remodeled
of
everything.
liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Way. I like that they remodeled everything. It is literally a re-release with extras. I love it. Right. Up, up. I hear telephone.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Well. Are we gonna drown in cardboard boxes in a moment? I don't think I've heard that message before. Where's the computer? I don't remember what the third one is. I think... Oh, I think it was the manager's, like the boss's secretary's computer. I think that's what the third one is. Let's go that way. Nope. Okay.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Yeah, but that door wasn't here before. Oh. Okay, bye!
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
You know, me too, buddy. You and me too. I love it.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Yes, I agree.
Is
Yeah.
it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Or, oh, there we go.
There we go.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Yes, content! Okay, we can't go back down.
All right.
Jump circle?
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
I can actually jump! Well. Well. I love how self-aware it is.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
It's not even letting me... I love how self-aware the game is. I love it.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley,
Hey.
I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
Apparently.
If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes, I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
I love how this is just making a mockery of any other game. It's literally just, here's new content! It's pointless content, but here's new content! It is just making a mockery of everything else. I love it. Thank you.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fanbase rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the games achieved, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says Test achievement, please ignore. What quality
There
assurance
is.
department signed off on this?
There is.
I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
You know, yeah, sure. Wait. What? Okay, hold on. But yeah, there's actually an achievement. What is it? There, test achievement. Please ignore test achievement description. Replace this. It does exist. Well, this isn't the office. Yeah, that is the office. Mario painting? Let me jump in.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something! Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
Hey! This just goes...
Oh, never mind. You're not a dork.
Oh. Such that inventing, he's the killer! Yes, he's the imposter! Now, what awaits me in here? Oh boy. Where are we going?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
What in the actual... How... Wait...
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
I like it! That looks so pretty! I like the landscape. It's minimalistic, but it's pretty.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Collector's Edition. 2014 Independent Games Festival Audience Award. Aww. Academy of Films and Television Awards awarded to Stanley Parable. Aww. The original remake. This is cool. I like this. Postcards. My first kiss, my first car, the release of Stanley Parable in 2013. The Stanley Parable by the narrator, 2013. It is 2013. It is 8 p.m. 13. Oh, 8:13 p.m. It's probably because it happened. The Parable Alpha Test. Trip down memory lane. Oh, this is cool. This is literally just $1. I don't see anything out of place on it. Go outside, don't play for 5 years. Yeah. There's actually enough ways to cheat both of those, because there's also one in this one for don't play it for 10 years. There's ways to cheat both of them. Possibly get this achievement. No, it's not. Work in progress, beta. Project Canopy Award, the Stanley Parable. Game innovation. March 2014. Debut game. Story. Video game releasing today. Created surprisingly down to earth. Rutgers goes from scandal to crisis. New York Times. That was to show uneven effort to enroll poor. Costs under new tag to achieve diversity. This is pushing election of council allies. 50% of design ahead, but a small creature owns the other half. Oh. It's cool. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. This is neat. What am I looking at?
Je suis dans la mémorisation, seul sur la pluie des vélos.
It's either get pet guinea pig or I can't think of the name of it.
C'est là dans la mémorisation où je me remémore les jours
I like it.
où je t'ai.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Yes, the elevator. Oh, Portal. Why is there a picture of Portal here? That seems out of place. Oh wait, yeah, of course. God, what was the ending? Oh yeah, it's the true ending, isn't it? It's the reality ending. Memory zone maintenance. I still want to look. cool though. Person of the year. Well, can't really tell who it is. I like this. The end is never the end. Ooh, Scott K. This is cool. Your number is 29. Preparing snake oil salesman... something. I can't read the last word.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
He's got a point. The game never needed new content. It's like, the game has been out since 2013, and even though I've watched it, I went back and bought it and played it on stream, I believe last year. Because it simply is a good game. Like, the game is over 7 years old. How many? The game is 9 years old now, and it's still a hilarious experience to go through. Like, it doesn't need this content, but I'm happy it has it. The games because of what they can do inside them. And your games are very good at letting them know they can't do anything. Literally anything. Oh, the series. I can't... Narrator buddy, I can't get there. Unless you want me to go back. Which seems to be the case, because I don't think there's any path there. You could probably get to the serious room by just cheating your way over there. The greatest wealth is memory.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Well, it said maintenance.
Oh no. Oh, God,
reviews.
No. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
I mean, they were pretty good.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
He's funny. God, I've been laughing my ass off the entire time. Because it's simply fun to mess with him. But that is the beauty of Steam reviews. Half of them are written by absolute idiots. Yeah, there's... I believe the game still even has a overwhelmingly positive rating. Not very positive, still. 92% of viewers are positive. 92% of reviews are positive. People don't appreciate it. I also just saw there's, when I clicked on it, I just saw somebody criticizing that they're bringing out the Ultra Deluxe edition, which, I mean, the game has been out for 9 years now. And the devs have to make money somehow.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
It's preachy
You
even
can
me.
tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
No. It still is great. By all
What's
means.
this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Are we... But... I like
And
your narration.
here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only
I'm not
thing
skipping
that
this.
is. Only brains left until so much more than forever ago, which is why I say... The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245.
Oh, it's repeating.
That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here
don't
and
wanna
there,
skip
forward and
it.
back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say...
the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore...
Man.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise, or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating...
You could really break him here by just spamming that skip button. Which is maybe something I'll do later.
A choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being. Then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once, that you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look. I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
I wonder if this...
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
I would sit here for an hour and just listen to this if it wasn't for stream's sake, but I don't want to let you guys wait.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial, something along the lines of, "This game is the best game." Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties of all time. The additions and changes made to this expansion will surely resonate in the annals of the history of all media ever made. It is perhaps true to say that no mistakes are forever etched in stone, for the stone into which the Stanley Parable was carved has itself been transmuted, offering a message of hope to those who have ever erred in their judgment. You are not beyond redemption. You may change, and you may become more, so much more than you were before. If there is any message to be taken
Very
from the Stanley
poetic.
Parable Ultra Deluxe, it is this. What a fortune, a privilege, a joy it is to have had such an experience. It leaves me hopeful that as a community, as a world, there is time for us to become our greatest selves, as great as we ever could dream of in our wildest, most ambitious visions for a brighter future. Wow. Now, Stanley, that's a review. It's perfect. It's the perfect review. It's the review I've always dreamed of receiving. Well, I have to read it again. It's simply too wonderful. I have to experience this just one more time. From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality.
I must see if he actually just repeats it one more time, or if he goes on about it.
Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties of all time.
I think the point it's trying to get across is just use the skip button and get through with this.
In the annals of the history of all media ever made. It is perhaps true to say that no mistakes are forever etched in stone, for the stone into which the Stanley Parable was carved has itself been transmuted, offering a message of hope to those who have ever erred in their judgment. You are not beyond redemption. You may change, and you may become more, so much more than you were before. If there is any message to be taken from the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, it is this. What a fortune, a privilege, a joy it is to have had such an experience. It leaves me hopeful that as a community, as a world, there is time for us to become our greatest selves, as great as we ever could dream of in our wildest, most ambitious visions for a brighter future. Wow. Now, Stanley, that's a review. It's perfect. It's the perfect review. It's the review I've always dreamed of receiving. Well, I have to read it again. It's simply too wonderful. I have to experience this just one more.
We'll just go on with that.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here?
Yeah, I was about to say the door is gone.
Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
Yeah.
I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to
just spam the button
step
later.
Away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door.
I'm working on it.
I can work with any kind of door, as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back.
I do kind of want to wait. I don't know for how long we'll wait, though. Because now that he has actually said to not press the button, I don't want to press the button. I might come back here afterwards and actually just spam the button. Because there might be different dialogue for it. Although I don't think so. Yeah. I don't think there's anything happening. Push the button, push the button, push the button. I'm busy throwing things that he keeps missing. Don't have to think about it. I wanna... What? Well...
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch, and I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am.
Yeah.
I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about the merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button. To become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire
I don't think I have much of a
to see
choice.
what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, 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 I know you too well. You'll be leaving me. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback.
Yeah, he's
Why was
looking.
it so important for me to fix the problem?
Well,
Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back.
it's
Oh, my goodness.
been a
I
while.
have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley, not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than any, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am
I feel
someone.
bad for him.
I am
Because
something.
this is not the only
I am
temple
being
torture him
listened to.
today.
I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You can see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time.
It will be years,
What a
definitely.
terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it. To think of returning to such cold. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
I can't sit around here for too long. I'll get bored. I need something to do or to listen to at least. Well, I don't think I have much of a choice. Because I don't think there's actually anything past here. I think it's just the skip button. I think so. Let me check Discord real quick. Well, how long has it been? It's pitch black.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment, and I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible, the spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid, as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
Well, that's mean. I don't want to do this. The game is making me do this. Well... the clock has even stopped. Well... Yep. The clock is still stopped. Well... I have a feeling we are stuck here. And I don't think no amount of skipping will ever get us out of here. Which is concerning. That's... Ow. Oh, the clock fell off. Oh, that's horrible. Okay, I don't want to stay in this reality any longer.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of our... But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time.
He's just going
They
through
are
the
mired
stages
in
of
fear
grief.
and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves, they couldn't help but leave a negative review on Steam. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amused them endlessly from start to finish. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes?
Yeah, it's repeating. Nope. Oh, the fire alarm is dead. So was the fan. Oh. Yeah, he's just descending into madness.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
This is just horrible.
Is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
That might be a problem. Well. Oh. Well, this escalated quickly. Strange texture. It's like it's still on top of it. Oh. Sunlight. Well, we have a way out. Narrator? We can get out. How long has it been? This would have to be decades later for it to overgrow like this. It's probably been over 30,000 years at this point. There is a way out, but I can't get there because I can't jump. Oh. I'm just gonna chill down my spine. Oh, that took a turn. As the sun exploded. As that way everything has gone to an end. Nah, get me out, get me out, get me out, get me out! Oh, fuck no! Nope, nope, nope! Wait, what? Yeah. Well, the sun still exists at least. But, existence as it was has ended. Well. The skip button doesn't work anymore. I guess we walk. Oh. And that's it. Well, that was a descent into madness that I didn't expect to go through today.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
You know, I relate to that. I very much relate to that. I hate being alone. New content?
Oh good, you notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Well. What is the new content? Please not another descent into madness. Oh. Not going through any other speech stuff?
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Wait, what?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Wait, hold on. How far deeper does this go? I thought this was a re-release with a couple new endings. I didn't think this would go this deep. It's already been 2 hours. I didn't expect to go for this long. Just to show
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
There's a whole new game in a game? I almost feel like this is where this is going. Which is why I'm questioning suddenly if this actually is just a whole new game packed inside a game. Just the two of us, we can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us building castles in the sky. Just the two of us, you and I. Ah. I am almost questioning if that is what this is. Which would be fucking genius. Sequel ideas. Stanley can throw axes. Stanley gets... Untitled Airlines from... I can't read the last one. Aesthetic whim... I've seen... I can't read the word. Free roommate... A free roam. Uh-huh. Dress up mode. Proper gameplay. Nude Stanley. New York City jetpacks. Fuel canisters. This is making my head hurt. Yeah, that's kind of what the Stanley Parable does. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Oh, busted. New hotness. Huh. You're back. 2 doors. Big mortar approach. Love it. Oh, the fern. We did see the fern again. It held some importance. Looking at different possible designs for the logo. It would, honestly, it would be fucking ingenious to label a sequel a real release.
I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Scrum, design, pitch, break, pitch design. Design, pitch, break, pitch, design. Okay, cool. Number 2 chat. Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2, City. Divinity Original Sin, Doom 2. Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar, Dark Souls 2. Well... The Stanley Parable 2 is the sequel to the Stanley Parable. Is the sequel to the Stanley Parable, yeah. This way to the show floor. Well, we shall walk along the red carpet. New features. New content. Holy shit.
Go on, try out some of the new features.
This is making a mockery of every sequel ever. This is what this is. Wait. But this is the name of the player that is playing the game? Be your name in the game. This is the name of the player that is playing the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Kind of concerned.
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Sleeping and waking as Jim. Falling in love and being heartbroken.
I was expecting you to say
Jim,
Stanley.
Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Yeah,
If
totally.
So, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Oh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
It is literally making a mockery of sequels, and I love it.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would... An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the...
I cut his dialogue.
Well, we'll figure that out later.
I cut his dialogue. Oops. Hit the Jim button again? No. Oh, free achievement? Infinity Hole, settings world champion. Free achievement? Pull the lever, receive your new achievement, no more steps. It just works. Get yours right now.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
I know it is achievable. I know it is possible to get it. Give it to me. I know people have it. Give it to me. Has to be a way. Might be something later.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Infinity Hole. Oh, the jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle?
Yeah.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
I don't get any more jumps. Oh, come on. Oh. Why can't you just... N5QBZ... Hashtag B square 3. What? Why? We can't just make things sensible, can we? Okay, what the fuck? Free achievement, but this isn't my his name. The cheat code. Well, I mean, there should be... I don't remember the button for it. I believe there's a button to actually open the console for cheats, because you have to get the series ending somehow. Unless you need a different version of the game for that. Settings World Champion. I need to get there because I know there's an achievement for that as well. So if we go here and to the left. Please, no screenshots. You would just take a screenshot of that?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
This one.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
It literally is just a mockery of sequels. It's just like, what does the community want? The community want, like, you give them two choices, this or that. Oh, they want this. Okay, so we will implement that. We implement exactly the opposite of what the community wanted. This is the hole. I'll go to the hole later. Where's the Settings World Champion? I believe there's an achievement tied to it. Ah. Well, I know how to get it. I believe you just have to move every slider to each individual number. Oh god. Wait, there's another slider here.
There's this...
The music is just the elevator music. There we go. Settings World Champion. What a simplified. It just removes. It just removes the jump button. There we go.
Aha! I can see you've gotten the Settings World Champion achievement. Well done. You've experienced every setting, traveled to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing you haven't seen. So, just for you, in the Stanley Parable 2, I'm including an entirely new setting, something called bumpscosity. What exactly is bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I just know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider, and that it'll be available from the settings menu. We'll sort the rest of the details out later. I hope you're looking forward to trying out every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, God. This is your room, it was made just for you. It will never set the setting sliders to every possible setting. Oh boy, do you believe I will? Ah, even a trophy! Settings World Champion! Can I take this with me? Great job, you did. Love it. Oh, I love it. That's beautiful. Okay, this is the epilogue. Heard Jim in the game. Wait, it changed it. The button that says Jim. It changed. That one didn't. These did. False marketing. False marketing and then trying to cover it up. Strange. Almost like games these days seem to do that.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical.
That's the point.
It engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
God damn it. Okay, what does this say? Board members, please note that you must use the following terms as often as possible. Synergy. No one but us actually knows what this means. It adds to our prestige. Incentivize. This refers to the metaphorical whip, which provides the incentive. Unpack refers to looking for meaning in a big pile of rubbish. Ping, send a message chat like something, which probably makes us sound cute. Deep dive and reach out. We do not call, we do not email, we reach out. No one can complain if we are simply reaching out like a friend, like a lover. Well, I'll...
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
This
I think that just
is a
holding
bucket.
it has made you the slightest
There's more.
attractive person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
You had that planned! There's no way you didn't plan that! You were waiting for me to pick it up! God damn it. Oh, fuck. Oh. God damn it. So do I get to keep this
Does
bucket
anyone
now?
give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Well, consistent quality with just the right amount of change. Maybe it's all grown now. Oh, that is beautiful. Red is the new orange. A whole new office. New updated ray tracing. More of the same, but in a good way. New features, new contents, new ideas. Ah. Oh, god damn it. That was perfect. Okay, what's over here? Exit, jump circle. Where have I not? Oh, collectibles. You can find them, you can find them, you can find them, you can find them, you can find them. Collect them all! Kinda dark in here.
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game.
I have
In
no
the
idea what I'm
Stanley
walking
Parable
on.
2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Yay! And there's a wall here now.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Oh god. I love it. This is I love the fucking mockery it's making of things. Does it work now? Did I need the bucket? Give me the achievement! Damn it! Do I need to go everywhere and then go get the achievement? I haven't been at the hole yet. Just give me the achievement. Give it to me. I know it's possible to get it. Give it to me. Okay, so the fuck is this? Distant future, distant past, falling. All like infinity. Okay. Science more. Whole more whole infinity depth space question mark science more. Just keeps going. Yeah, it just does. Because that makes sense, because that's how holes work.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
It sounds like my own personal hell. Yeah, that sounds like my own personal hell. Here we go.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button
teleporting.
to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Yeah,
Great.
please.
Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
God. Do I get more dialogue?
Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now. Did you really need to see it? I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I prepared for you. I really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about... Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather
I
embarrassing.
was about to say.
Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom. Yes, I know, I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever?
Yeah.
The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
I actually thought it was a clever trick like it was in Mario 64. Where it would just teleport you back. But I saw the light at the top get smaller and not actually like flick back, so it had to have a bottom. Otherwise this would be a rendering nightmare. Well, we have been everywhere, I believe. Are the epilogue on the exit not in the same spot? Oh no, they aren't. Oh, the exit is over there. Epilogue is up here. Does it now say mostly infinite hole? It says infinite hole on the map. It also says the player. It does! Mostly infinite hole! Fine, it ended. It does! Wait, has anything else over here changed? Nope. But yes, it does say mostly infinite now. Was that about false marketing? Well, well, I guess we'll walk up to the epilogue. Because I don't think there's anything else here to do. How do I get back up there again? Where the fuck are the stairs? Ah, there they are. Also, this bucket is getting on my nerves. I can't drop it. I'm stuck with it. Oh, there is no... Okay. I already got the... Okay. I thought there would actually be an epilogue, but no. I guess that was too much expected. Oh, here it says mostly infinite hole. Well, can I get my achievement now? I want my achievement. Please? Give me the test achievement. Can I put the bucket here somewhere? There has to be a way I can get this. It has to be. Do they just change randomly? Yeah, they do. Oh well. I guess no test achievement for me. What's that noises? Well, I guess we'll go to the exit. Yeah. Can I please get rid of this bucket? I never asked to have this
All right.
bucket.
Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
I guess so.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up.
Let me guess, it's gonna be absolutely disrespectful to the original and not respect what the original was at all. Oh god, this is beautiful. Oh, I fucking love the narrator so much.
This is the story of a man.
The viscosity setting! I forgot about it!
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Stanley Parable
Something
2.
that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Wait, is there actually... There is a viscosity setting! Actually, let me turn the content warnings on. Just so they're there.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Here's the bucket. I don't want the bucket. The bucket is annoying.
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up.
No.
Why was he not doing it? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, let's play through the game as normal and see if there's... Because I feel like if I deviate, I'm a break. It's not going to go down the narration path.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Well...
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone?
What was it? $2845.
This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Oh, this game is a beautiful charm. I love it.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
This game is a fucking charm. I love it.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Oh, fucking hell. Well, there's no elevator here. Oh, there is. I just can't see it. Okay. God damn it. Well, here we go.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Why though?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
It's the idea is basically just it's a rip-off of the base game with the addition.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
This is absolutely fucking hilarious.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
What's this?
No,
this is the Stanley Parable Deluxe.
He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
This is chaos in a
Here was the
nutshell.
proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as
Where's
the
my
cold
jumping
reality
circle?
of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human.
I was promised a jumping circle! Is there nothing else here? I was promised a jumping
And a
circle!
rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from
Mean.
someone
I was
else's
promised a jumping
command.
circle.
Freedom was mere moments away.
I was promised a jumping
And
circle
yet,
and an infinite
even
hole!
as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp?
And I was promised a button that
What
says my
other
name.
mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this
Is your
mattered to
hydrate?
him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go. what to
Sleepy?
do,
Yeah,
or
I feel
how
that.
to feel.
I'm in a good
Whatever
mood though.
life he lives,
I was
it
really
will
excited
be
for this to
his.
come out when I saw it
And that
announced.
was all he needed to know. It was perhaps
Because the Stanley
only
Parable
thing
by
worth
itself was
knowing.
already amazing,
Stanley
and this is
stepped
pretty much a
through the open
re-release, more or less. It's a re-release with
Stanley
more
felt the
stuff,
cool breeze
and it's
upon his
just
skin,
making a mockery of
the feeling
sequels,
of
and I love it.
liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
There's no
And
jumping circle.
Stanley was happy.
There was no jumping circle, and there was no mostly infinite hole. I feel lied to. Is it all back to normal? No, it's not.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Well,
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
figurine
simply
finance
missed a
committee
memo.
meeting today in the meeting room. No, I don't want the bucket. I guess I should take the bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Fine. Is there another figurine here? What the fuck? His access plan. Produce one plank to allow ease of access past fence. Construct bridge to allow collection of shiny float. Retrieve Chris's remains from the warehouse floor. Construct new structurally sound bridge. Okay. Where the fuck's profit? What the hell? Possible clue. Inside of a sequel exhibit, a large room, lots of boxes, stairs, something to do with stairs. Some are both red and blue. A private but smelly place for an important person. God. There will be a reward for finding them all. Lies. Who are you? 666 lol. There will be cleaning of this wall required. I want to go home. I want them so much. Stop kidding yourselves. Oh god. Well, what is the slideshow about? How can we find them? Bottom text. Maybe we are the collectibles. What we know, small floating objects have appeared across the office. We have to synergize our resources to ensure the retrieval. There are many questions, there was no memo. How can you tell you spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures of them? All the clues provided by employee 416, we can do it. Bedroom? Oh god. Well, I know where one more is. There's probably another one.
Oh, Stanley. Can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how
do I
hard
hand
it
over the
must
bucket?
be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your
How
shoulders
do I hand
right
over the
now,
bucket?
but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no, we're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by
Help.
point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
You can have the bucket, I don't want it. It's annoying.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Is there more?
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate.
Bucket.
You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
This is a bucket.
Dear God.
There's more.
No.
I'm dead.
You know what?
Fucking
I could
dead.
take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with but now, the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
I guess this is the end of the narration. God damn it. I love it. So nothing if I go outside back inside? Okay, cool.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the
Fucking hell.
bucket walked
Wait, what was
upstairs
that?
to the boss's office.
Oh.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This,
Yay.
there must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Help. What I missed? You missed the narrator conversing with a broom closet. About the property of this bucket. So now this bucket has a sticker that is my property, and that the bucket is indeed a bucket. There should be one more here.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
I mean, you're giving me something to do. By all means, I will do it. Alright, I need to press this button. There we go. Oh yeah, Loki. You like elevator music. And this doesn't end. This is infinite. This is entirely infinite. At least as far as I can tell, because I haven't had the patience to sit here for longer than 30 minutes. Alright, we're good. Let me out.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Yep, let's go.
Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yes, it's the bucket. It can't be anything else. It has to have been the bucket. Well, let's go to the escape. The bucket is a god.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
I think it needed me to pick up the bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
No.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
That's a lie.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Well, down we go. Whee! Oh. Here we go. Time to die.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
Fair enough.
Farewell, Stanley.
Well, rip to us.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Wait, the bucket died, but I didn't. At least according to the narration. Where did the bucket die?
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. Oh, God. You're standing at the precipice of knowledge, much like a bucket itself.
This
Human might just speak
is
with
a
the
bucket.
empty.
Dear God.
There's more.
No.
Oh, God. A carnivorous void, but through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and sustained. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind that may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourselves and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in ignorance and darkness? Well, it's an entirely different exhibit.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
The bucket is what changes everything! A bucket with two handles. This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year dozens are put to death just for attempting. Inferno bucket. Huh. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which is the medieval era, was so powerful and alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains. No one can control a bucket. What is this madness? 25 buckets. That is more than 25 buckets. A photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. This is more than 25 buckets. I'll be back, gotta get laundry. Alright, Loki. Oh, what is this hell? The stress bucket presented without commentary. The stress bucket, an analogy, worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance. Vulnerability equals size and strength of the bucket. And a faucet. Coping strategies equals holes. Rest and relaxation, doing something you enjoy, rest and relaxation. Stress equals the level of water in the bucket. Ah. Oh god, fucking hell. This game is just on so many drugs. You know, you're not wrong. Oh, fuck, I love it. The Stanley Parable was amazing, and I am not disappointed by this re-release. I am nothing disappointed. Cave drawing. We know that buckets predate the existence of mankind. We do not know by how long. This cave painting depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. Oh god. I have entered hell.
No man can own a bucket. and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Oh, God. The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance inevitability is for our own good. So we jump into the not so infinite. Oh, bucket.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Do I restart the game right now? Sequel is now paused. Do I restart the game right now? Ah, fuck it. We will likely be able to get back to it anyway. Although I doubt it has a different outcome. Yeah, it's still all the same here.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Where's the other computer that I need to push?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, we're bending the other way this time. Oh, the bucket.
Stanley
Come with me.
lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Oh, fuck. That is...
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Alright, we're
This
going
was
right
not
this time.
the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yes.
And here it was. Had
Right,
the
we're
bucket
going
turned
right
out to
through.
be
Bye.
correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Nope.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
So...
Good, said the bucket.
Now
I'll
ride
jump
the
off
lift
later.
all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because... But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
I missed the railing.
All of his co-workers were
Oh, no.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to
forgot.
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
I wanted to
memo.
get the button ending.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Oh, hey, another hallway. Oh, hey, another hallway.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the
damn
correct
it.
way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him.
This is
telling him
absolutely
that the
fucking
employee
hilarious.
lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
Nope.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride
I
the
wanna
lift
go
all
there.
the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
I need to break the narrator
Stanley
more.
did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
No, I did not.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly.
Oh no.
So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Now then,
What is this
I'm going to run
madness?
you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about
is
what
a bucket.
is or is
Dear
not.
God, there's more.
Okay,
No.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Oh.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
What the hell? That still makes it a bucket.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
No.
Incorrect. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
God. Oh, another
Is
bucket.
this a bucket?
Yes, yes, it is a bucket.
Correct.
This
is a bucket.
Is a bucket. Dear God. There's more. No.
What?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Oh.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Yes.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here, and I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing?
Yes.
Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused with this.
So am I.
I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Possibly.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
Did he
What
erase
happened?
everything?
Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket? Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game.
What the hell is
Tell you
happening?
what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Oh, here's button ending. Button. All the buttons. Button. Oh god. This absolute hellscape. Buttons. Yes, get me out of here. Fucking hell.
My God, the bumpscosity in here is absolutely overwhelming.
Yeah, because I have it at max.
You people have got to be nuts. How can you stand this much bumpscosity?
Oh, God.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Yep.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his...
Wish I go this way again, because I actually want to see if, what happens if I answer them correctly.
Telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no.
So it's the first two ones are fake, then there's a correct bucket. The tractor is not a bucket. The second tractor is a bucket.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
I'm curious if that actually ends
Stanley
anywhere
did not
new.
question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Oh,
no, stop.
God.
Look there on the wall. You
I
see,
don't
there's
care,
a
let
sign
me
right there.
through.
It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket
Cargo,
here?
manual
What if
operator's
the problem
manual.
is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and
We're
what
using a
isn't
cargo
a
lift.
bucket.
Ah.
I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
I know what a bucket
Step
is.
in here for a moment.
I know exactly what a bucket is.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
This is
Item
not a
one.
bucket.
Is this a bucket?
No, this is a hologram.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
This is
Item
not a
two.
bucket.
Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
God.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Trick question. Yes.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere.
Well, nothing is a bucket. Nothing is not a bucket.
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless,
well, is everything a
that
bucket?
What you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out.
I think it goes to the
I've
same
lost
ending.
all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that.
Yeah, it's the same. Okay. Don't worry, Ghosty, I've lost it long ago.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
I want to
memo.
get to one last ending, but I want to switch games.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this
I
was
want to
not
get to
the
one
correct
last
way to the
ending.
meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop
And I
by the
can't bring the
employee
bucket for
lounge
that.
first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not.
I could
sure,
also-
Emily, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's
Where's the
someone
bucket?
you've
I got
been
rid of the
neglecting,
bucket.
Stanley. What? Really?
Yes.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look,
I don't want the bucket.
Let me prove that I'm on your side. You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anlarines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one. And then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anlarines. None of us can. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see?
Yay!
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms,
Actually, not the
exposed
ending I wanted to
developer
get, but-
textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see.
Because I want to get to one other
Help
thing
me here,
first.
Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees?
Yeah, sure.
Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third
third
option.
option.
This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before.
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a... Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version.
It's
Would
stressful.
you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices?
No, it
Feel
didn't.
free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Actually, you get a 3.
Oh,
Sure.
of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion?
I don't
You
have
know,
one.
Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful.
Well,
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
oh, the leaderboard. And we suck. I'm leaving.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Sure.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Burn the baby! Burn the
In this
baby!
game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
There
So
actually
why
is
don't you
dialogue
give it
after you've
4
played
hours
it
of
for 4
play
hours.
to make sure it's effective. Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard.
Well,
Did you do it because
It
you
didn't
hate
burn.
babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done.
cool.
It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see.
Yeah, sure.
What do we have here?
Burn, baby, burn.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Let's play some Minecraft. Oh,
Aha!
Firewatch.
Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our
It
backstory?
changed.
What is our
It
motivation?
used to be Minecraft.
Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more.
It's
Come,
Firewatch.
let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Wait, does it actually say 2-point lookout? Or 2-tower lookout? What's the name of it? Oh yeah, 2 forks lookout. It's Firewatch! Well, that's a surprise. I've actually never played Firewatch.
Oh no.
It's a really
No,
pretty
no,
game.
No, it can't be.
It is open-ended.
It is. It's an open world game. Good
Yes, it
God,
is.
quickly block it off.
No.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to
Well,
get
we're
us
still
out of
in the
here.
woods.
Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Wait, so what's going to be the next one?
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
What is it going to be? Because this used to be Portal.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Oh, I'm lost.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Yay! Oh, beautiful. Oh.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard? Hold on. What are you doing?
I don't know. Where am I going? Oh.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back. We still have so much.
Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, down we go. Oop. We are in the alpha build. Okay, so in this, instead of Minecraft and Portal, it's Firewatch and Rocket League. Oh, beautiful. Back to Stanley's original office we go. Oh, that is absolutely beautiful. Oh, here's Stanley's original office. Boop boop. Push all the buttons. I can't close the door. Oh. It should let us out of here. Or not. Ah, there we go.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
It's great. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Yeah, there's one more thing I want to try.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone. Not
Actually, there's
with
two
the
things I
bucket
want to
alone.
try. I want to get the
Stanley
other
clutched the
figurine,
bucket
and I
tightly
want to
into his
get
chest
the
and
reality
entered the
ending.
door on his left.
Large room, lots of boxes. What could that be?
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Why does... That's strange. Why does every computer display the end is never the end? Well,
The
Bucket,
good
come
old
with me.
Bucket. Just Stanley and the Bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Well, I don't want to go to the
Stanley
meeting
had
room.
felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No.
Nope.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go
Is it
to the
in
meeting
here?
room. Go somewhere else.
Oh, there
the
it
cargo
is.
lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo
How
lift.
do I... Oh. Ah. Yeah, this is definitely a safe bridge.
And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that.
Yep.
So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Yay, I love collecting pointless collectibles in games. Where does this go? Where the fuck are we? Narrate a dialogue, narrate a dialogue. It's... Wait, what?
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down, it doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? This is absolutely not where I wanted to go. Okay, that...
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
No. I have something entirely different planned. Let me help. No, remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. Oh, fucking hell. Ah. Well, down we go, I guess.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
I have 7 of 6.
And here was the second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own just by poking around behind the boss's office. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
Was it in the bathroom? Fuck, do I remember?
No. The boss's bathroom was the 4th place you found a Figanley, not the 3rd. Well, I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised. Memories like these are so precious and so cherished that they all just sort of blend together, don't they?
Fuck, do I remember?
If the boss's bathroom feels like the 3rd place you found a collectible, then who am I to go making judgments? Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Sure.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was by the red and blue doors. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Oh, God. Help.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Help. Oh, God. There's a hole. Okay, there's not a hole there. Cool.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here in the warehouse. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself,
I did.
Yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other.
We jump.
except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
I love this, but I'm questioning my sanity at the same time.
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
Hell.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels. Okay, yes, this spot in the warehouse. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
What is this insanity? Do we look at the video in reverse?
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
No. God dang it. Yeah, thanks.
Yes, I love that video.
Thank you for speeding it up.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one.
Nope,
Good
neither
room,
do I.
A solid room.
Neither do I. I don't remember that one either.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Well, let's get the stairs one. Unless we can't. Well. What is this hell that I've brought upon me?
Second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too.
Yep.
The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going.
No.
What else is there? What came before this?
Wait. What? Oh no, not the jumping circle.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Let me guess, we're going through the right again? This is all just circling back to the very beginning, isn't it? Oh.
Oh, yes. The two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Desk?
And before everything else, there was your office.
Yep.
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
Not that I know of.
I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with.
You went
You know what?
mad last
Since
time
we're in
you
the
were
memory
alone.
zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Well, and we've come full circle. So now
How
to actually do what I wanted to do.
Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great. Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be... Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not...
I just want to get to
the
one
meeting
specific
room,
ending.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to
Because I
him,
want to see
telling
what
him
the
that
bucket changes
employee
about it.
lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind.
And then I want to
bucket was
end up on a
wrong.
good note.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo
Right,
lift.
up we go.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Yep. Because that's how Stanley works.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Alright.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home where we can go about life together.
No.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
Oh no.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
Well, the narrator is
Good.
the one to practice,
This
not me.
saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, with each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles, all of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
What?
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Oh, fucking hell. Well then. Not what I expected.
This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure.
The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke.
Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Oh boy. Not what I expected. But I'm pleasantly surprised. Are we still gonna break reality?
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
No.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room.
It doesn't.
What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
No. There's the phone.
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
And we restarted again.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the
We're stuck in a
bucket came
loop.
to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
No.
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Okay, we're going left. It's
Here
waiting
we
for me to go left.
You ready? When Stanley and the
It's the
bucket
same
came
way
to
the
a set of
reality
two
ending
open
works.
doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I
No.
think this was all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley.
So?
I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Yes. Oh.
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery?
You still
Pale
need
with
me.
shame? Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal, I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Well, that's one way to break him. Okay, I want one last ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Bye, Bucket.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't want you.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yep, I know.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No, I just kind of want to sprint through
And
it.
here it was, the lounge.
Whee!
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look,
Onwards.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting. What? Really?
Yeah.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to
maybe.
convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Alright, sure.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Alright, red it is.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here.
Yay.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
And here we are. Alright. Well, we could go through the door. But I don't think we will. Because this is where I'm just gonna call it for Stanley Parable today. Then, let's see. I don't want to finish this ending because I don't like it. I don't like hurting the narrator.